Welcome back to another episode of Who Should You Choose? A bunch of stuff I want to get into. First and foremost, if you have not completed the NHL 26 Jumpstart objectives, so these were the objectives that came out during the draft event, where you've got to complete, I believe it's 10 games total with draft cards in your lineup, and that will give you all of the packs. There's two Jumpstart packs, which are probably going to be nothing, like two extra premium packs in NHL 26. But there's also the Calder nominee choice pack that, again, will probably not be that big of an advantage, but it's something. If you're still playing the game right now, you might as well just complete that because odds are that you'll be playing NHL at 26 at launch. So make sure that you do that. You only have until Friday at 5 p.m., I believe, to complete that. So I want to make sure I shout that out. Number two, the XP glitch. So I made a video yesterday in Who Should You Choose going over it. As you can see, this is going to look like a lot of the hardcore players where you basically complete the XP path or you've just been saving your objectives so that when the new season rolls over, which is tomorrow, Thursday at, I believe it's at 2 p.m. Eastern time. If my math's correct, maybe 3. I can't remember exactly the time. It's in the afternoon on Thursday. Basically, what would happen is you'd be able to just sit in this screen, wait for the new season to tick over, and then hit collect all rewards, and it would give you like, 100, 200,000 into the XP path, and you'd be able to get all that stuff immediately. That, again, I want to make this very clear because I saw a lot of things on Reddit, and I saw some people just upset that I explained to people this. We got informed that it looks like they are fixing that glitch. Now, it looked like they tried to fix that, I believe, in season 3, when very few people knew about this glitch. And it looks like it would look like it was going to be fixed. It didn't, because people just worked around it by doing this. So I want to make it clear. If you have not completed the XP path for this season, so you don't have Jason Robertson, or let's say you have Jason Robertson, haven't completed the bonus packs or bonus tiers, cash in XP, the objectives, enough to complete the 555,000 for this XP path. Then after that, try it out. Sit and see if it still works, okay? If you've already completed it, like myself, and you've got a ton of the rewards, go ahead and try it. Like, odds are that EA is maybe messed up and hasn't fixed it, but I want to reiterate that I don't want people to miss out on current bonus packs if they do actually fix it and you're sitting there waiting for the glitch. So I wanted to make that very clear. And the other thing I want to do is touch on a comment that I saw. Someone made a Reddit thread about my video being like, hey, it looks like the XP glitch is gone. And it was someone complaining, and I don't want to just single this person out. It's a common argument that I see on Reddit usually, or some comments of people, and it'll be like, if it wasn't for YouTubers or content creators, this stuff wouldn't get fixed and would be able to have fun still. I gotta be honest, my response to that is always, how did you find out about this? Right? And obviously that person responded with, well, I found out on Reddit. So, I mean, like, I usually wait now, and I don't talk about glitches and things like this because I don't want to be the one that, if they, puts a big focus on it, let everyone play the game. If it's broken, it's broken. It's not my job to fix the game. It is my job to help improve and point out things even when they're not intended. And I'll be honest with you, it's July, so it's tough that we're losing like a kind of fun thing where we get a ton of packs all at once. But this is broken. There's a reason why it's called a fix. It shouldn't be in the game. It should have never been in the game. And I'll be honest with you, if you think about it, if you're going to play all year, it's technically better to not cash it all in at once. And the reason for that, guys, is that the stuff in the pack pool is at its lowest during that season. So if you just slow played and earned the XP as you were going, your chance of pulling something higher is going to be higher because you're waiting later on. You're not going to pull anything anyways, but I just want to point that out. Like, it's not like you're losing out on a ton of stuff. The only thing you're missing out on is being able to do it all at once, and obviously we missed that because of how the reward structure changed. But I do want to point out, there is a lot of players that don't go on Reddit, that aren't in streams, that aren't in Discords, and super hardcore players. And it's not fair to the players that just have a few, hours a week to play to not know about this stuff. That's why I let people know. And it had gone on long enough. And I saw that there was a fix mentioned by EA to us, the design council, and thought I would reiterate. So again, do with that what you will. But I do want to, for today's topic of today's video, I want to highlight something that I've been talking a little bit over the last month or so about, and they sort of did it, which gives me a little bit of hope. So yesterday was free agent frenzy, and I apologize, Kings fans. Holy smokes, did you guys get Ken Holland pretty badly? But obviously, tons of transaction cards. If you're building theme teams, obviously a lot of these cards might actually be pretty sought after. If you're a Golden Knights fan, obviously you want Mitch Marner, right? For example. And something that I had mentioned over the last couple of weeks, specifically, was this stuff is so hard to get excited about simply because you can't make it, right? Like you can't make Cody Ceci if you're a Kings fan. And that's frustrating because the main issue is that it's late in the year, no one's pulling packs, and this stuff just isn't on the auction house, even if you wanted it. So one of the things that I came up with was, and I let EA know, I actually mentioned it, was there should be content packs for the day that the content comes out. Now, this isn't a great and an end-all be-all fix, but I believe that there should be a Tuesday from 5 p.m. Eastern time to the next day. You can buy a pack in the store that is only stuff from that release. Now, obviously, the pack price is going to vary because if there's something that's insane that came out, obviously that's in the pack pool, so you have to weight the cost correctly. But I think that would at least alleviate some of the issues where the stuff isn't even on the auction house. Now, a couple things. The transaction packs, again, they are kind of what I had mentioned, where it is the content that you pulled. One thing, though, is that it's any transaction player. Don't know why they did that. No one cares about transaction cards from, December. So that really isn't it. It should have been just transaction players from free agents from yesterday, right? That it's in this pack pool. Number two, like enough with the untradeable. I can't believe that there is stuff in the store that is untradeable. It makes no sense. Like if they made this pack tradable, there will be people that spend money. You shouldn't, but spend money or coins trying to chase after their favorite card, Mitch Marner. Okay. And while they probably won't get Mitch Marner, what they might get is Cody Ceci. They have no interest in Cody Ceci, so they put him on the auction house, which would then solve the issue of actual stuff not being in the auction house. So whoever is making packs in the store, I'll be honest with you, the packs in the store this year, it is a clear mobile strategy where you're just blasted with a billion options. You have no idea what you're going after. You have no idea if anything is good. You're just being overwhelmed. As a strategy, like I mentioned, that happens in mobile a lot. And it's a pretty predatory tactic, in my opinion. It should be very simple in terms of the packs offered. I think that would actually lead to more pack sales, but I'm not in business, so maybe I'm wrong on that. But from a player standpoint, consumer standpoint, that plays this game way too much, it would definitely alleviate a lot of confusion where I just completely avoid the store in general. But that being said, the one thing I want to point out and to highlight this issue even more is if you go over not just the transaction cards from yesterday, but we also got the cornerstones for Canada Day, right? So we got these 496 overall players. Carey Price, always going to be one of the most popular players. Jerome McGinley's card is fantastic. If you, for whatever reason, like Drew Doughty, you could get him. Now, if you head on over to the auction house, again, those are pretty popular cards, but, or popular players. It's been out for over a day, all right? But if we go over here and we sit through the insane, menu issues, but we go down to, where are we looking for? The cornerstones, go to the overall rating. We'll set it to 96, and we just search. None. Like, this needs to be addressed. There should never be an issue, a point in which new stuff is just not on the auction house, right? Because what's happened is a lot of people are just pulling untradeable stuff. Can't do anything with it. It has value. Can't do anything with it. Last year, at launch of this game, they completely changed the economy of the game without, in my opinion, any testing. Like, they changed it so drastically that we had no idea what would happen. And in my opinion, I think they lost a lot of money. Think back to the beginning of the year where silver cards were going for 5,000 coins a piece, which is insane. And you had all of the whales spending $1,000 on packs, but you couldn't pull anything. There wasn't a lot of high overalls, and the stuff that you could, like, you had to get silver cards to make the X factors, and sure, you made your money there because people were chasing that, but there was a lot of people that would only spend $100 that just weren't spending $100. because the packs made no sense. There wasn't a good enough value, even if you wanted to spend money. And I think that a lot of it would be fixed with just tradable cards, like just tradable stuff. Like no matter what, get rid of the untradeable stuff. It really just doesn't make sense to me, and I think that if the argument is we want to play a little bit safer from a business standpoint, you didn't last year. So let it fly in 26 and see what happens. Because I can guarantee you the reception of the player base is just going to be better. And maybe that leads to more pack sales, because even if you didn't get what you wanted, you can get back some of that cost in the auction house. If you're spending real money, you should never get something that you can't do anything with that isn't just trading it in, because that's kind of a mess and not something you want to do. So a lot of stuff to talk about there. And again, let me know what you think in the comments section about what I was reiterating in terms of the in terms of what if you think the packs should go that route, right? But let's get into yesterday's comments, and we'll go through some of the most liked. So there's one that is clear and away the most liked, and that is from Mike Smith with 21 likes, which is crazy on a single comment in a video like this in July. I love you guys. My community is the best. Mike Smith says, sure, fix the XP carryover, but make the XP bonus path unlimited. Reward your most dedicated player base, even if it's mid-packs. Give them something. No cap in the XP bonus. Biggest thing that you're 100% right. I remember seeing the XP path early on in 20, like at the launch, and the first thing I looked at was, is it infinite at the end? And when I saw that it wasn't, I knew that was going to deflate almost all of the excitement for it. Most of the player base won't finish the XP path, and I'm including the bonus tiers. They won't. And you guys watching might think that's insane, but you got to remember that if you're watching these videos, you make up probably about the 5 to 10% of the hardcore player base. The rest of the 90% aren't going to come close to that. But what happens is you limit. There is so many rubber bands in NHL, and this started well before this content team. And I don't know if it's an EA as a whole, but I remember all the years jumble up. So I apologize if I'm mixing up the years. There was a year where I think it was 19 was the last year where the top 20 in Hut Champs, or even the top 5 in Hut Champs, got a tradable high-end card. We're talking like, imagine Noah Dobson's card only went out to the top 5 players in Hut Champs, and it was tradable. Now imagine Noah Dobson at 96 overall, fantastic card. Only 5 players could get him in the world or on each console, right? If that became tradable, you know how much that card could go for? Because you would get a Habs fan that has 3 million coins that would pay max for it. And the argument was, from my understanding, this is again 5 years ago, and the philosophy might have changed, was they didn't want the top end players to get so far and away ahead of the rest of the player base, and not just the top 5, but the top 100 also got a ton of packs, like so many. And what they were finding was the top end players were getting so many rewards because of Hut Champs, and they were just getting so far away from the other rest of the player base that it made a lot of the games that weren't Hut Champs like unfair. And so they implemented a lot of these like rubber band techniques where it's a lot like Mario Kart, where you could be going backwards for 3 laps, but if you turn around and start getting her going, you can almost catch up, right? Like there's a limiter on the person who's in first. And it's frustrating because the bonus pack thing is 100% that. And maybe it's a tech issue. I could totally see that. Like the XP patch just got implemented. They don't have the tech for the code for this game, and they didn't want to invest the resources to figure out how to make it unlimited, but they could always just add 100 tiers of like the same bonus packs, right? Make it essentially unlimited. And, I don't know why they didn't do that. It has been one of the biggest requests since the start of the XP path. And again, when I saw the XP path, you can go back and watch videos, hand up, I thought it would change Hut. I thought it was the beginning of one of the best changes for Hockey Ultimate Team, because it truly led to playing the game the way you want to play. And remember, at the beginning of this year, the rewards were awful. The XP path was underwhelming, and it was the only rewards. There was no rivals or squad battles or competitive objectives. But the thing that it did is that even though the rewards were awful, they were the only rewards, so you played the game the way you want. It was almost like it delivered the correct way to have the most amount of fun in this game. If you wanted to play squad battles and you're an offline player, you got the same amount as someone who played Rivals. And that's the ultimate. But the rewards were so underwhelming. And then they went back and added the objective paths. And the second they did that, they devalued the XP path, and the XP path just meant to be supplemental. And I don't know if they changed their mind. I don't know if the XP path was always supposed to be supplemental. I'd love to ask them that. But the bonus things need to happen. And if they're gonna fix it, first of all, again, I understand why people are upset that knew about the XP glitch. I don't think about you guys specifically that take advantage of something that wasn't intended. I think about all of the mics in Indiana that have no idea and how unfair that is for the casual player to not know one of the more insane things where you can get instant rewards at an exceptional rate. I will never be an advocate for something that is going to be only for the top 5% of the player base. And I apologize. You can hate me for that. And I can get flamed on Reddit or my comments or on Twitch streams. And I understand because you guys are all the hardcores. So obviously, me not having your guys' number one interest in that is going to cause a lot of stink. But for the people that don't comment on videos and watch that stuff, like, it's not fair for the rest of the player base to not know about that. It needs to be fixed. I'm glad it's getting fixed. It shouldn't have been there in the first place, and I'm surprised that it lasted 3 things anyway. So, but in terms of what we've learned, 100% they need to be unlimited next year. 100%. Get rid of, if someone wants to grind an incessant amount, let them. Let them, man. Let them. There's no GWC. There's no competitive money-making thing in Hut anymore. There is no reason to have a rubber band in Hockey Ultimate Team. If someone wants to go absolutely nuts, like my man Ratsy, and complete the XP path when it was impossible to do in 3 days, let them do it. You know, let them do it. I got 190K just sitting. If you get rid of the XP glitch, make it unlimited tiers. Like, this is all of the top light comments, guys. And I'm with you. I'm with you. If anyone from EA is watching this, this is the feedback on it. Like, it's just, it's something that is definitely needs to be done. Yo, Sleaze, if I did all the chores for this entire event, is it worth making a card if not thrilled about any of them? I only ask because I can't figure out if it's better value because you can use other event cards or if the value is the same for saving for the next event. Also, if I save, what pack should I throw my collectibles in? Sucks about the XP glitch being fixed. This was going to be my first time doing it as I have 4-week objective saves. Guess all for nothing. Thanks, brother. Honestly, guys, when it comes to an event this late in the year, I would just wait. I think that I talked about the draft event. It suffers from it being really exciting, but the cards themselves are always underwhelming because of the size and things like that. So there is no S tier card. McQueen would probably be the closest, but even him, like, there's going to be a better card probably. So, I'll take a 99 transaction card as a nice send-off. Yeah, exactly. Dude, if you're a Leafs fan, let me know how you feel. Such a weird dichotomy. Lost a 100-point player. I do love the Leafs. I like the Leafs. They are my Eastern Conference team. I follow them daily, just like the Sharks. And I'm kind of, like, cool with him being gone. It's an awful thing. Like, you just lost a 100-point player for nothing, essentially. But I think, like, it feels different. Like, it's going to be different. So, yeah, fix the bonus glitch for the last season of this dog EA game. Like I said, man, I understand the frustration that's being fixed now. At least it's being fixed because I don't know. What if it comes in at 26? I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot of people that lose out on fun, myself included. I just showed you. I would have almost completed the XP path in day one, and I'm like, cool. I'm glad that it's fixed. You know what I mean? I'm right there with you guys. So, the wind down. I'm discovering other video games again, working on my fatalities in Mortal Kombat 1 until Thursday. Keep the great work, Sleeps. Guys, like I said, if this game overwhelms you a lot and you're getting angry and you're not finding total enjoyment, time for new games. Tarkov is about to do a hardcore wipe before the actual full release. 10 years the game has been out in beta, and it's about to be this fall fully released, but they're doing another wipe of the game, and it's going to be hardcore, and I can't wait to stream and play it. If you guys watch Burt Crown, he's my boy. We're going to be getting into some waters and yelling at each other while playing hardcore Tarkov. I can't wait. So I think one of the best things NHL could add is live series like MLB. This is the dynamic ratings for base cards. So we've talked about this a lot. I think the NHL I've been thinking about this a lot too. AI in video games, in terms of like the video game industry, I think is really going to allow for some massive, massive improvements. And one of the things that I was thinking about is, man, what if EA does not have the team? Think about this. There's 700 players in the NHL. If you were to sit down every 2 weeks and update the ratings for 700 players, how many people do you think that would need? Like, how many do you think you could get through and actually make it good, not just surface level stuff? Like, what, maybe 100, maybe, and that's 8 hours a day. Like, again, doing it correctly. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but there's no way. But if AI could do it and base it off of like, that Amazon Edge stuff they have, and AI just does the rating adjustments, like, we're laughing. I think that would be, there's an opportunity there. And understand that there isn't a human element to it. It's very ones and zeros if AI were to do it. But I think that would be the play. So, for example, Austin Matthews had a really down year this year. His live series card, his shooting would have probably gone down quite a bit this year, right? Whereas Lane Hudson, Lane Hudson's skating would always been high, right? But his passing and his offensive attributes would have gone through the roof. I'm talking about his base card. So let's say his base card started at 79, the silver, right? Going into the year. And it just went and ends up as like a 93. Huge. Would have loved that. And I think that AI would be how you get that solved. So I wish squad battles were that easy for me. I play pro, and 75% of the time it's a struggle. The AI is smarter than some live players. Honestly, man, I think squad battles, I wish squad battles was more difficult, because as with anything in life, once you can beat the hardest level of something, or you don't find it hard at all, it becomes so easy. It's that I give this example all the time. There's a reason why in franchise mode, you used to start a franchise, build the perfect franchise, and then sim like a year, and then you're like bored because you built a super team. Same kind of situation. Once you get good enough where you can just dominate squad battles and on Superstar, it's like, dude, I don't want to play this at all. And like I said, for the squad battle stuff, if you want to finish all the rewards, just play on rookie, man. Just put it on rookie and you can put the stuff down. Again, I don't think that you should, but it is what it is. Also, one thing I did want to address, Goldie, this last comment. No sleeves. You can't auto line change in HUT. You're wrong. That would probably not fix them completely, but it will fix the line change breakaways. So I was blown away by this because I mentioned it yesterday. There's a lot of settings and things that I don't even pay attention to anymore because I've been playing the game for so long that I don't even realize it. And there used to be line changes on or off, right? Where you can set it to manual, auto, and I believe there used to be like a hybrid where you could change the line yourself, but it would auto if you didn't touch it. And I was like, how is that not in HUT? I went and looked, and yeah, it's not in the settings. So what ends up happening is I believe it's just hybrid, because you can manually change your lines, right? Like everyone does in HUT. But if you don't, it's not like the players stay out there the entire time. So back when I used to play Versus a ton, when I used to just grind Versus leaderboards back in my heyday of like 2008 to 2015, I would play manual. But if you had manual on and you did not make a change, the players would stay out there. They would never change, right? And so it was kind of a skill. It was kind of a skill gap in terms of that. But if you could, that would be pretty big. But yeah, it does look like it's a hybrid right now, where obviously you can, and like you can manually line change, but the auto is still there. They definitely need to rework line changes and bring back manual, because I think manual would fix a lot of those issues, because I didn't realize yet there are times where you don't make a defensive line change and your D will just skate off the ice and you can't do anything about it. And that is a brutal way to give up a breakaway. And you're totally right. I didn't realize they took it away. So that's on me. And thank you for Goldie for pointing it out. Definitely need to fix that, and it's something that I'm gonna bring up every time if we ever get times to talk to the dev team. That needs to be brought back into Hockey Ultimate Team specifically until it gets like 100% ironed out, which I don't know if it ever will. That's going to do it for today's episode. A lot to talk about there. Thank you guys again for watching every episode. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys the next few days. We've got the XP path, we've got new event items and stuff on Wednesday, and then a new event on Friday. So I'm excited. See you guys then.